Hey Vinyl Community, this is Tim with the University of Vinyl, back with another video today. And we're going to switch it up a little bit today. We're doing a vinyl tag. This is the Vinyl Community country music tag that is going around. And I wanted to get a response in. This was started by a great name for a channel. Another fat bearded man talking about records. And that's... the gentleman's name is Hedley. I think he's in Sweden, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, I've been checking out a few of his videos. Highly recommended. This guy is very knowledgeable, not only about country, but British folk, all kinds of stuff. But that channel, again, is another fat bearded man talking about records. I'm going to drop a link down to his channel when I'm done with the video. I just have to throw out a disclaimer. Hedley put together somewhere between 15 and 20 different prompts or questions on this video, and a lot of them I'm just right out of the gate I'm disqualified. I don't have certain things. He wanted us to show a country live album. I don't have any country live albums, so I'm going to make the best of it though, because I really like this, and I do like my country. I'll show you what I've got in my collection. And I encourage other people in the VC to hop on the train and jump on this thread as well. So let's get started with the first album. The first prompt today is we're supposed to show the oldest country record that we have in our collection that is either the recording date or the date of the release. And what I have is 1965, I've got A Tiger by the Tail, Buck Owens and the Buckaroos. This is a fantastic album. Most people know about Buck Owens and his sidekick Don Rich. Both of these guys are fantastic Fender Telecaster players. And this is just a fantastic album. Everything that Buck Owens put out in the 60s is worth having. Can't recommend this higher, but happy to have this. This is my oldest country record at the moment, 1965. That was on the Capitol Rainbow label. Found this in a secondhand bookstore for about $3. Really happy that I have it. Number 2, we're supposed to show the newest country record that we have added to our collection. So that could be either a new release or a new acquisition. I have something that I've added to my collection about a month ago now, maybe 6 weeks ago, and that's the 1974 Phases and Stages, Willie Nelson. If you don't know about this album, it's fantastic. It was recorded at Muscle Shoals, and they've got Willie's got the incredible Muscle Shoals rhythm section behind him, including Barry Beckett on piano. And then Pete Carr is on electric guitar. Pete Carr was on a bunch of the Bob Seger albums as well. So really good album. Really good playing on this, and it's kind of a concept album. It's about a divorce. So side 1 is from the woman's point of view, and side 2 is from the men's point of view. Just checking out some of the tracks on here. Really good album. That is the newest acquisition in my country genre. This was released in 1974. This came out right after, it was the album after Shotgun Willie. So I'm going to skip a question, and I'm going to go to, I believe this was question number 4 on the original list. An international country record anywhere other than the US. So some people may say this is a stretch, but I really don't think so. I'm going to show The Rose of England, Nick Lowe in his cowboy outfit. Of course, he had Paul Carrick with him on this record. And, the hit was I Knew the Bride When She Used to Rock and Roll. If you didn't know, the backing band on that is basically Huey Lewis and the News. They were in the UK trying to get a record deal and hooked up with Nick Lowe at some point and went into the recording studio and did that song. But back of that record, this is a really, really fine album. You know, you can't pigeonhole Nick Lowe. He is all over the map, whether it's rockabilly, pub rock, country rock, and straight out country as far as I'm concerned. His later albums, he started to be a bit of a crooner. He's got an incredible catalog. But some songs on this album that are definitely out and out country are Indoor Fireworks, Long Walk Back, which is actually an instrumental, I Can Be the One You Love, and the last track on side one, really good song, Lucky Dog. There is my international country album by Nick Lowe and his Cowboy Outfit. That's a 1985 release. I've got a US CBS first pressing. Next question, we're supposed to show an album from the artist that you have the most or the largest collection of as far as country music is concerned. So I'm going to show this one, I'm a Lonesome Fugitive. That's 1967, of course, Merle Haggard and the Strangers. Classic album by Merle. You've got that Bakersfield sound all over this album, and on that beautiful capital rainbow label. I'm a Lonesome Fugitive, House of Memories, Life in Prison, Whatever Happened to Me, and of course, Drink Up and Be Somebody, probably the most famous track on this album. Just like Buck Owens, you can't go wrong with any of the Capitol releases from the 60s on into the early 70s. I can't remember when he switched labels, but I've got several of Merle's albums, and this could be my favorite. The next question that I'm going to answer today, or next prompt, we're supposed to show a country music box set that you have in your collection. So I'm going to go with, this is John Prine, The Asylum Years. That's that 3-album box set. It came out last year on Record Store Day on the Black Friday edition. This has got Bruised Orange, Pink Cadillac, and Storm Windows on it. I haven't really dug into this too much yet, but when I went to Record Store Day on Black Friday, they had 2 of these left, and I couldn't let it go without getting it. There's those 3 albums on the back, and that's my box set. Next question, show a country record that you would recommend to someone new to country. Now, there's several directions I could go with this. I actually think I've got a Tiger by the Tail by Buck Owens as a really good starter package for anyone getting into country. You know, Buck and Don Rich, the interplay on the Telecasters and kind of that Bakersfield sound. It's not your typical country record, but it's very accessible. The tunes are fantastic, and they're all between 2 minutes and 30 seconds and 3 minutes long. But I'm going to go a different direction. Anyone who's just getting into country, maybe they want to start with a classic by a classic country performer. Why not go with Stardust, Willie Nelson? Of course, you know, this is kind of the big band Willie, all these American show tunes, classics that he did. Of course, you know, we've got Stardust on here, Blue Skies, All of Me, Unchained Melody. And I actually have that CBS master disc, half-speed mastered pressing, which sounds pretty good. Next question. We're supposed to show our favorite country music cover art. And I'm going to have to go with Guitar Town. Of course, that's Steve Earle's debut 1986 album. I just love the picture of Steve Earle there. First of all, it's kind of a grainy photograph. Just kind of looks like the badass that he is in that photo. And I would assume that was maybe taken in Nashville on Broadway in front of one of the guitar shops. I'd have to look it up. If anybody knows, go ahead and drop a comment if you'd like. But that's my favorite cover right now in my collection. Okay, the next question, we're supposed to show an alt country or country rock record you own. Again, I could go in a million different directions here because I do have a lot of alt country, but I kind of wanted to shine a light on an album that I don't see a lot in the VC, and that's the 2019 Purple Mountains release. So Purple Mountains was David Berman. There's David on the back cover. And David Berman unfortunately was a world-class songwriter and an incredible songsmith. He knew how to put together melodies, catchy tunes, but a warning to everyone, don't read the lyrics. So, you know, the story with David Berman is he released this album in the summer of 2019. He had disbanded the Silver Jews. I think their last album came out in 2009, if I'm correct. So he had worked on this album for years and on these songs. He eventually produced this with a band from Brooklyn called The Woods, and this was probably in my top 2 or 3 albums that were released in 2019. Some of the songs on here, this guy has just got an incredible wit, but it's a dark humor. She's Making Friends, I'm Turning Stranger, Nights That Won't Happen, Storyline Fever, Maybe I'm the Only One for Me, All My Happiness Is Gone, Darkness and Cold. Of course, you know, if you don't know, David Berman released this album. He was scheduled he had put together tour dates. He was going to tour for the first time in many, many years. Committed suicide 3 days before the first date of that tour. So super sad. We do have the music. The Silver Jews is a great band. Check out that back catalog. But this is a special album. It is... it's a double-edged sword. The music is upbeat and incredibly played, well done, but don't dwell on the lyrics. But that's what I'm going to go for as far as my alt country album, Purple Mountains, released in 2019. The fantastic and dearly departed David Berman. Last question for me today. A favorite country repress you own or reissue. And, you know, this could have fallen actually in the alt rock or country rock category. But I'm going to show Michael Nesmith's first album. Michael Nesmith and the First National Band. This is the album Magnetic South. And this was originally released in 1970. I have the 2018 reissue that was actually put out by Sundays. It sounds great and kind of cool. It came out on that blue vinyl, kind of matching the original cover art. Michael Nesmith, everybody knows, former Monkey or current Monkey as well. And this is just a really cool album. There's a ton of pedal steel on here, and it's got that California desert with a little bit of Texas thrown in. Sound highly recommended if you haven't checked this out before, but it's called Magnetic South. You can still find this Sunday's reissue. I got it on Discogs. Pretty inexpensive, $25-$30. Sounds good. That's it, everybody. Thanks, Headley, for doing this. And if anybody else wants to jump in on the country vinyl tag, highly recommended. I don't know if Headley has a playlist going. Hopefully he does, but check out the other ones, and I hope everyone has a fantastic day. Take care.